Football fans, Champions League, match day number 1. We've already had an exciting Tuesday action. Now we got a next set of games getting ready to start here in about the next 30 minutes. PSG, Manchester City, Liverpool, AC Milan, big boy clubs all in action here in the next 30 minutes. We've got lineups, so I'm joined here by Matt. We're going to talk about some of these games that we've got going on, lead you up until the action. I've displayed a couple of the bets that I've got going on. Matt will tell you some of the bets he's got going on. So let's get into it. Matt, how's it going, man?
It's going well. It looks like it's going to start the day with a loser here, but I started out that same way yesterday and ended up profiting. I need a Besiktas goal here, and it doesn't look like it's coming. So, but yeah, looking forward to all these matches. I mean, Liverpool, Milan, City versus Leipzig. I mean, there's a ton of good quality here. When you look at the front three of PSG, Inter Real should have goals. So, yeah, I really like it.
Yep, my bets are off to a good start. Obviously, Dortmund's already gone up to over that 1.5, and Holland was found a goal right there before halftime, so that did me pretty well right there. I just need Messi to come through there and complete a nice plus 157 parlay, both of them anytime goal scores, which I got from you. Got from you on Twitter. That was one of yours. So I got to give credit where credit is due. You were the one that sent that tweet out, so I'm all on it. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no, that's always good to start off with a little cash like that. So, yeah, I think Messi scores today. There's always this correlation. It seems like when one of them, if it's Ronaldo, he plays
Yes.
first. Messi scores the next day. If Messi scores the first day and Ronaldo's playing the next day, he scores. So it's just this weird correlation where they always they push each other, and that's what's the greatest thing about this kind of rivalry of absolute legends.
Yep, no, it certainly is well said. Let's start off with that PSG versus Club Brugge game. I mean, obviously, Club Brugge has no chance in this game. I mean,
Hmm.
they got. I mean, Mbappe came on as a sub last time they faced him and got a hat trick. You know what I mean? So,
Hmm.
what are we thinking about here in terms of the chemistry? First time these three have ever started between Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe. Any issues, or maybe it takes them a little bit to get their feet up under them? They just hit the ground running here.
I think they hit the ground running here. This is the perfect spot for them to just get right. It's on the road, but it doesn't matter. And um, yeah, they should be completely free flowing. It's their best 11. So yeah, I think that, a couple good ways in. I've placed a wager on the FanDuel Sportsbook, the boosted odds of do they score three at plus 130. I think that just like that extra little 25-30 cents could make a nice difference there on a profit boost. And I think that Messi scores, and I think that PSG do find a way, and that's a pretty good price on that. If you look at Barstool, it's at like minus 105 or plus 100, somewhere right in that range. It's a pretty good one. I think of this front three as the old Firmino, Mane, Salah. There was a time when they went on the road to face Porto, and I took all three of them to score, but they were all plus prices. And this is a little different. All of them are odds on favorites, really. So
Yeah.
you need them all to hit, or you're not going to profit too much, but I wouldn't fault anyone, actually. I mean, if you go Mbappe, Messi, Neymar anytime, you'll probably go two for three. So that might be a good way in as well.
Yeah, I agree. No surprise goal. I mean, obviously Wijnaldum or Herrera could pop one, but you're not going to lay any money on those three, or I mean on those two guys when you got the three right
No,
up
I don't
above
think
them.
so. I don't think so. I think, yeah, those three find way in, and yeah, it should be good.
I was looking at penalty kick in this game with Club Bruges to maybe doing some last ditch defending. I thought maybe a penalty kick being awarded would be a nice spot in this game right there as well. I mean, we saw all the penalty kicks yesterday. You even saw a bunch of red cards in yesterday's fixtures right there. So I just see Club
Hmm.
Bruges just being on their back foot, obviously on their heels, and just last ditch defending. I could see a penalty kick going to somebody here, and I assume Messi will certainly be taking them here. We haven't seen him yet on the squad, but yeah, Messi's got to be taking the PKs in this, right?
Yes, I would say it would be messy. Absolutely.
I do.
So yeah,
I do
that's a
like
good
your.
point.
Yeah, I do like that FanDuel team total boost. I was going to take that myself, but as you can see here on the screen, I've already parlayed that essentially with Dortmund, so I didn't want to kind of double down. But yeah, I'm all on that FanDuel boost as well of three or more goals scored. There was also a boost on points bet of City, PSG, and Liverpool all to win at plus 150. I thought that was interesting. I thought maybe I was going to play that until I saw Liverpool's lineup. I still got them winning it, just not as confident. So I thought maybe I would lay off that three-legged parlay now.
I think that Liverpool still do win it, but I don't think that they win it by a margin. So it's like, yeah, I think it's like a 1 goal game. Smells like a 2-1, 1-0. Like I think it's going to be pretty tight and cagey, and but they've got Mane to come off the bench, and they've got players that in the second half Klopp will put on, and I think that they do pick up the win. So yeah, Liverpool and under 4.5 goals for me is a bet too.
Now, oh, you've got that one locked in as well.
Yep.
Cool, nice. Canes Nation giving you a shout out right there. What about this Liverpool lineup? Obviously, you know this extensively. Being a supporter there of the team. The big news to me with no Virgil Van Dijk, that was definitely a surprise to me. But what else about this lineup maybe surprised you, or what are you thinking?
I mean, I would say just Origi getting the start is just kind of big. I would prefer someone like Minamino a little bit more over him. Um, and then yeah, Kaita gets another chance here. It's a 6, 7 out of 10 lineup. I mean, it should be fine though. It should be good enough against this Milan side, I would say.
Yeah, this Milan side is
Here's one
young,
thing. It is young and it's
very young.
good. And I would say one thing here is Jota is going to play in the middle. So if you're looking at flash score, I have a feeling that Jota will still play through the middle. And sometimes, and most of the time, Klopp likes to put Origi out wide left. So that's where Jota will be. I think that Jota does score today.
Yeah, he's been playing in the middle in the Premier League. I thought Flash Score does have exactly what you're saying, and I disagreed with that as well.
Yep. Yep. So yeah, there's just a couple little things here. But yeah, I think that they should be more than fine here.
Yeah,
I'm hoping for
I can't see this young AC Milan squad going into Anfield. The crowd is just going to absolutely suffocate them. If I had to take a guess, and there's just a lot of young. They don't even. I thought maybe they needed Ibrahimovic just for that veteran presence on the pitch, just to maybe help keep them calm in those just kind of nervous moments when that crowd is really hampering down on them. And yeah, just a bunch of just a bunch of inexperience out there for that AC Milan squad.
Yeah, I was really disappointed in not see Ibra because I like him. I've got an autographed jersey of his, and
Oh, cool.
I'm a big fan. He was the first soccer jersey I ever owned, and I obviously love Virgil, so I just wanted to see those two colossals just go head to head. But
Which
let's move
jersey?
it down a little bit here. Let's keep it going because we're pressed for time, Jason. We got it. This is like a rapid fire session.
Let's do it. All right, let's go over to Manchester City versus Leipzig. I think Leipzig's got no chance in this game. Obviously, their head coach is now over at Bayern. They lost both of their center backs. They lost Sabitzer even got raided by Bayern. It's kind of what Bayern does is they raid the German talent. But I think this is not the Leipzig team that made Champions League. They're not even mid-table in the Bundesliga this season. I've got Manchester City all day in this game. I think they'll just walk right on past Leipzig. Am I crazy here?
I don't know if they'll walk it. I mean, I think they'll definitely win. I think that they're a fine parlay piece. Um, I could see Leipzig getting on the score sheet because all they know how to do is attack. So they're going to put pressure on City. It's just about when that first goal comes. Ake isn't, he's one of the weaker defenders on City. So, I mean, maybe they can target him a little bit. I feel like this is like a 3-1 to Man City. I think there should be goals. Because I think that Leipzig only play one way, so that's going to just kind of ramp up City's offense and how they want to go about it instead of just playing so much like containment. I
Mm-hmm.
think that this is going to be a up and down match, a basketball type of match, and I think goals are on the menu. And Besiktas have a big chance right now on Flash Score. A Besiktas.
They got it.
Oh,
They're whipping in a free kick. I've actually got the video right here. So you got the red circle. The red circle is
I'm
booming
seeing
on
the red
flash
dots,
score.
and it's a goal. It's a stunning goal. Woo!
But you got both teams to score.
Who was it?
I don't know. I'm watching Pancakes taking the free kick.
Oh,
I would show the video,
it's a
but YouTube would
goal, and it's
slap
a
me. I've already gotten in
stunner.
trouble.
That is so big. All right, that starts out the day off the opposite of how we thought it was
There
5
you go.
minutes
Free
ago.
kick header. A beautiful set piece. Free kick header. Just around the ball fell right around the spot. Man put a nice header by the keeper.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So what
That
were you
is
on? Both teams will score and over 2.5.
yes, yeah.
Okay,
I
very
didn't
nice.
see that one coming, but it did come. All right, perfect. Okay, so
On sides. Oh, easily
yeah,
on sides. Bam.
I think it's 3-1 City. I think that Leipzig probably scored though. That's my thing. I think that they can score. Um, so I mean, even like a BTTS and City to win. I mean, you're going to get that at like it's going to be like a plus 170. I don't think that's a bad way in either. So A lot of different angles. I don't know about goal scorers there. I don't know if you have a take on that,
You can
Jason. It's
never
just
do that with
always so
City. You
tough.
can never do goal scorers with City. They don't have like a guy, because they don't play at number 9. I mean, how many times does he play with the false nine? You cannot do anytime goal scorer with City. You'll lose your money more times than not doing that with that team.
Exactly. So yeah, so I couldn't agree more there. Let me, I guess, just double check it real quick and just go with a quick gun to head here. It would be
If you're,
probably,
I mean, Torres
I
is
don't
in
know,
good form.
De Bruyne, Mahrez. I wouldn't want Torres for some reason. So yeah, we're swerving that one.
Yeah, you're
Let
swerving.
let's go over to a marquee match again. Inter Real Madrid. I've
Yes,
got some interest on this one.
hit the people
Um,
with it. Love to hear it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good front two. So they're going Checo Martinez. I think that this game just has goals galore. So these two teams faced last year. Both matches went over 2.5. I don't know how this one doesn't either. Um, so yeah, that's another bet that I've got. I've got over 2.5 goals at minus 130 here. I mean, into Real Madrid. Just I remember playing it last year and over in I think the second match that they played, and so I'm on it again here. It should be a fun match. I don't want to get involved. I think that either side could win this one, but goals should be on the menu there.
That second one, if you recall, that was actually the one where Arturo Vidal ran his mouth and Inter actually didn't get on the score sheet. They lost that one 2-0. Vidal just blew it for them. And Real won 2-0. They had that own goal there by Hakim, did by Inter. So the first game was fascinating, 3-2, wild game
Yeah.
there at the San Bernabeu. But yeah,
The second one went over though, didn't it? Right?
it was only 2-0, and it was ruined by that red
2-0.
card. I mean, it went
Okay.
bang,
Okay.
bang. I mean, he
It
got
was
both of them. He
close.
just wouldn't shut his mouth. Remember, he just kept barking at the referee, and he was like,
Okay.
and he
Yeah.
tried to
Yeah.
give him, his, like, be quiet, man, be quiet, and he just ruined it. But you're right. I mean, if all 11 guys stay on the pitch there for Inter, it's going to be very similar to that first leg. Both teams will score over 2.5 easily, very easily.
That's yeah. I have no problem with if you wanna get trickier with it and just play the complicated a little bit with the both teams of scoring over just to get a little bit better price. I have no problem with that. I just played the over 2.5 just because who knows really. I mean but yeah, I just don't want to be on a side.
I think
It's going to
Benzema's
be
a
a
good
really
anytime goal
exciting match.
scorer. I like Benzema
Hmm?
anytime goal scorer in this
Yeah,
one at plus
yeah,
one
yeah.
twenty
I'd be
five too.
looking. I wouldn't hate like getting in crazy with like a FanDuel um, like same game parlay of Benzema and then Martinez on the other side playing those goal scorers. I think that that's a good way in.
I think if I recall too, Dzeko even scored over the weekend. Dzeko seems to just pop up. I like Ed Dzeko. He's a good quality player, so I wouldn't be surprised with him. But I do think you've named out the right two players there in Martinez and obviously Benzema, there with Real Madrid. But you're right, over 2.5. That's how I got that one. I didn't bet that game. I've already got enough action in play. I actually got handed to me yesterday with all the red cards and all the PKs. I actually got handed
I
to me
know.
pretty bad
Can,
yesterday.
can we just avoid some of the red cards today and just have some smoother games here? Because, yeah, I've got a lot of action today, way more action than I did yesterday. I was just trying to keep it short and simple yesterday. I didn't like the card as much. This one, I've got a lot more interest.
Well, you lead on the next game because obviously all of my actions in play based on what we've talked
Okay.
about. Whatever your next money is, bring up that game and we'll talk about it.
Atleti and Porto, tricky one here. I think that Porto have enough. Or, I mean, sorry. I do think that Porto have enough to muddy up this game a little bit. I think that this is like a stone cold unders game. I just don't see a ton of goals here. But yeah, I mean, the under 2.5 is at minus 128. We know that Atleti struggle to score at times. Um, they're tough at home. So I think that if you want to put it Atleti in a parlay, I'm fine with that. But yeah, unders for me here. I just see that Porto should be able to muddy up this game a little bit, and they've got some decent midfielders that are good stop gaps. So yeah, I think this is going to be a classic Atletico Madrid match, just like really high intense. A lot of tackles flying in on both sides, and yeah, I think it stays under though. But yeah, no play on that one for me. Any thoughts there, Jason?
Well, if I was going to play that one straight up, I would do the under 2.5. But I remember last Champions League campaign, they burned me up against Juventus when they were able to get a goal in each of those games. So if I was going to do the under and drop it in a parlay, I would bump it up to 3.5. I would be nervous that they scrape one and Atletico gets by 2-1 at home. That would make me really nervous right there.
That would be a good parlay piece, I think. Under 3.5 goals would be that would probably be even a better way in terms of you're trying to create an accumulator. Um,
But another game, if you're looking at anytime goal scorers, obviously you got to look at Suarez, and then you have João Felix right there as well. So those are the two guys for Porto. It'd be pretty tough to pick out a guy, I believe.
yeah. I think it would have to be João Felix for me. But yeah, again, like sometimes their center backs score on corners and stuff like that. Llorente's playing right back. I love Marcus Llorente. I think he's the best player on Atletico Madrid. He's just so versatile. He's kind of like a Kimmich and a Trent Alexander-Arnold. And then we've got one more. It's a tricky one, but the line movement on this one doesn't make a ton of sense to me. I think a lot of people are just betting Ajax on the name.
On the name.
I
Yep.
really do. I think that Sporting are going to be a lot tougher than people think. I was looking towards some of the results. Ajax have kind of struggled at the beginning here in the Eredivisie. Um, they drew to Twente, and they lost in the Super Cup. They got smashed in the Super Cup by PSV, and I see this one like in Portugal. I think this is going to be a really tough match. I would be looking at like Sporting on like a plus a quarter star to draw double chance. Like I don't see Ajax winning this match. I really don't.
Yeah, not two teams I'm just not familiar with in terms of obviously watching on a weekend basis. I only watch them in this competition. But I think people are doing exactly what you said. They're just gravitating towards the IX name. And then when people do look up Sporting, they'll see the same thing that we probably saw earlier on the day where they've drew their last two games coming into this fixture. So people maybe don't think Sporting have the great form coming in because normally they're in obviously in a league there in Portugal where they're generally racking up wins. So to come off two straight draws, I think that gives pause to a lot of bettors. And yeah, with the IX name, they're just gravitating towards that. And we don't get the Marley jerseys. That's a little bitter right there.
That is. So I know I
You
would have
know?
loved to see them. Those are good. Those are really really good. So yeah, I mean I there's so many good ways in here. I think that there's going to be somebody that cashes a huge parlay today because I think that I just remember from the last I don't know 5+ years betting this. Match day one is generally the best time to get at it if you want to get on favorites because it gets tougher from here on out. So if you're wanting to place a big accumulator, I do have one. I've got one that already cashed. I had the over 2.5 in Besiktas Dortmund. I've got Real Madrid draw no bet, Liverpool money line, Sporting draw no bet, PSG, Atleti, and Man City on the money line. So it's just like a very small wager for me though,
It's
like
a
just
lottery
for
ticket. I
fun.
love it.
Yeah, more of a lotto ticket. Um,
Did you take
and then
advantage of the DraftKings same game parlay promo? I'm going to put mine here up on the screen while I ask you, but I took advantage here. And once I saw lineups before it, I was between that Liverpool City game, and then once I saw Liverpool's lineup, kind of put me off a little bit. So I jumped in on the City one, and this is what mine is. Obviously, I've got City winning halftime, full time. Just knowing their style of how they like to play those square balls, I think they'll get more of the corners than Leipzig. City doesn't concede a whole lot of bookings. I was actually successful last campaign when City went up against PSG. Those are two of the bets I gave out on my daily show as PSG would have more cards and cash both of those ones right there. So I think it's the same City kind of just disciplined team. Leipzig will jump up on more bookings right there. And then I just think City wins by two, whether it's 3-1, kind of like maybe what you were saying, or maybe 2-0, something like that. So that's my same game parlay. Did you put one in on over there on DraftKings?
I did, and so I've got my $10 same game parlay is the one that I was talking about with Real Madrid and Inter. So it's Martinez, Benzema, and over 2.5 goals. So just kind of the same, just
Yeah.
sticking with those, and I think that that's like a decent way in for like a pretty big price. So
Thad probably has the comment of the day: no more red cards. We saw enough of those yesterday. They took our money. Let's get no more red cards. We're all on what Thad's thinking right there. What about we got here? Kane's Nation says draw on Real Madrid. Didn't you just say draw no bet for Real Madrid? Is that what you said?
yeah, I don't see them getting beat. Like I think that there's a ton of different ways in, but um, I think the best bet in that match is just to go goals. To go goals. I don't like in a parlay. Just try to kind of change some things up so I don't have a ton of
Yeah.
liability on one thing. But yeah, I think that Real Madrid should be fine today. I mean, they're still a very quality side, and it's like kind of back to one of the old adages. Like when you see Real Madrid, like I know they're not the same team as they once were, but it's still a good managed team in Carlo Ancelotti. When you see Real Madrid nearly 2-1, it's never a bad bet. I don't think it's a bad bet when you have Real Madrid on your side at 2-1.
Yeah, especially with that coach, man, Ancelotti. He's big time here in this competition. He knows how to get it done
Yes,
right there. And then Christian
he
obviously
does.
said Atletico win to nil. I touched on that a little bit earlier. I'd be on that, but just Porto burned me last campaign against Juventus. But I think Atletico's obviously a little bit more sounder there than, especially at home. Especially at home, they're a little more sounder than Juventus. So I don't think Atletico win to nil is a bad play, but just not one I would quite do. But I think you're right there. I think that's good thinking right there.
Yeah, yeah. I think those are some good ways in. Yeah, I think that like if we can start doing this a little bit more, Jason, we're gonna like it's gonna really start popping off in here. I know that Canes has been a pretty loyal follower for a long time, and there's a lot of guys that love this like pre-live stuff. So let's give them what the people want, Jason.
Let's do it. Yeah, I mean, I know like Thad. I don't know. Thad is definitely one of our regular guys on Between the Posts, and obviously up on my daily show. He's a
Yeah.
Chelsea supporter right there. So obviously he was
Oh,
flying high yesterday with Lukaku heading one in right there on him.
I had Lukaku to score and Chelsea to win, so I was like really pumped up about that one.
You got to bet
Lukaku,
Lukaku to score. You have to bet Lukaku to score.
it's a must. It's an absolute must bet. Lukaku to score separate, and then do another one with Lukaku to score and Chelsea to win. I really don't care what the price is. Sometimes you just got to just have some cojones and just lay like a minus 150, minus 200 because the guy is just on fire right now.
I'm kicking myself a little bit yesterday. I mean, I cashed City win to nil, so I'm not too upset because I did get a cash from that game. But I wanted to double down and do win to nil and another bet of under 2.5. I mean, we talked about it enough on our Premier League show, under 2.5, and that will obviously
Yes.
cashes yesterday. I'm kicking myself. Could have gotten two nice good cashes from that game.
Yeah. I mean, under 2.5s are just
Especially in Champions League. Like I figured like that's been working just overall, but I knew that was going to work yesterday in the Champions League format. Thomas Tuchel was really just going to clamp down in a Champions League kind of competition.
I mean, if you just look at Chelsea, let's say the next 10 matches, and you bet the under 2.5 all 10 matches, you'll probably at worst go 6-4.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's just what they do. They just have so much containment. Lukaku does scare us a little bit on the unders because he's so clinical in the box, but yeah, I still just think that they're just such a contain and counter, and they're having unders without N'Golo Kante in the lineup too. So they know how to get it done.
No, yeah. What I gotta flip it on the tablet here. I gotta figure out which game is on which channel. I'm flipping it off Dortmund now. I assume
Do you have
PSG's got to
Paramount?
be on one of them.
Do you have Paramount Plus?
I do, but I got it on the tablet, so I'll have to get that on the computer.
Yeah. I normally have like two on. I've got a couple different laptops, so I go with two on some laptops and then one on the big screen. And yeah, Paramount Plus is. I mean, it's $60 a year. It's
Yeah.
literally all goes to the Champions League, and it's well worth it.
I mean, I've got to watch PSG, right? I got this team total bet. I've got Messi anytime goal scorer. I've at least got to focus on the PSG game, at least for a little bit, and then maybe have my eye probably on Liverpool. Although Man City, I just like watching Man City. I mean, I like watching Liverpool too. I love the Klopp style, the high pressing nature. I don't know.
I think that that's a must watch. I think that the best match. I think the best matches are Inter, Real, and Liverpool, Milan today. I would just, I really probably wouldn't. I probably won't be looking at PSG too much. Probably not Atleti, and maybe on the third screen I'll have some City Leipzig. But I also want to watch like Sporting Ajax to gauge these kind of teams. Like I watched the entire first half of Sheriff versus Shakhtar to try and just gauge them and see what was going on. That was a complete sharp public split there. Sharps were all over Sheriff. Shakhtar, the public sees the name.
Yeah.
They were they were minus 120 a couple days ago. They closed at like a plus 120 price. That was a clear pros Joe's line, and it made me at the very last second want to dip my toes in on Sheriff, but
You did.
I stayed away completely.
What do you think of? And Thad throws it out there, basically the red zone equivalent, on the Paramount channel. I remember this was years ago when NBC Sports Predictor Network did it, like years and years ago. Obviously on the last match day when all those games kick off at 10 o'clock right there at the same time. I hated it. I hated it because soccer is like a game where you need to watch, 30 minutes to kind of get into the flow. It's not like red zone football where you can kind of bounce around. I hated it. Do you watch
Yeah.
this here on Paramount like maybe Thad
I,
is going
I
to do?
do a little bit. I did a little bit yesterday for about 15, 20 minutes because they do a decent job. But I swear, if they just put their chips in on Scott Hansen and just said, hey, Scott, come on over here to
Come on.
Paramount, uh, that would be electric because I do think the announcers are just okay. And that's my gripe. I'm a big announcers guy. Like, I love Ian Dark. I love some of these guys, Derek Ray. Like, they are what really draws me into football in general.
Hmm.
And I think that they have, I think the best announcers in any sport are come from soccer. So yeah, I generally like to stay away from the Galazzo show, but there are times when I'm looking at Flash Score. I need some red dots. I'm going to the Galazzo show.
You're going to the Lazo show. Oh no, right? The flash score that turned me on decades ago. Those red dots, and I was like, oh my god, need the red dots.
It's
Need the
so
red dots.
addicting. It's terrible.
It's
It's
terrible when
really
you're.
cool.
I must have the worst internet here though, because it's my laptop's always behind. So I get the red dots, and now I'm like, all right, now I'm focused on the laptop. Like I know a goal is coming in the next like minute. Flash score is
I
so
know.
fast, so fast. I've even tried to watch flash score. The moment I get a red dot, I'll like try and bet something real quick, and the sports books lock it up. Like they get it. Everything gets it faster than my television somehow, and I hate it.
Yeah, I know that sucks for me too because I'm streaming everything.
Yeah.
I buy all the different services, so I don't have like cable, and I really don't need it. So that is the one thing that sucks when I'm trying to because I feel like I'm a pretty good live better, and yeah, when you're paying attention to Flash Score, those kind of things like you're behind a little bit. You're a minute and a half behind what's going on. I was at the Colts Seahawks game on Sunday and I was live betting the heck out of it, and I was hitting on stuff, and I felt like I was getting in way before everyone else was, and it was awesome. Like I was betting the Colts when they were down 14-3 that they would score a touchdown at like plus 260 coming back, and they did. Like little stuff like that, where yeah, I do sometimes feel like I might need to get cable just so that I can get more towards like closer to being truly live.
Yeah.
But it is what it is right now.
What's remind everybody of your bets? Thad here said he joined a few minutes late. He missed what your official bets. Run through what your official bets are. Obviously, mine are
So
up on the screen there.
yep, over 2.5 Real Madrid and Inter, Liverpool, and under 4.5 goals. And then I've got some Man City PSG money line parlays. I've got some PSG Man City minus 1.5s, not in a parlay, two separates. And I've got a long parlay of like one of them already hit in Besiktas Dortmund over 2.5, Madrid draw no bet, Sporting draw no bet, Liverpool money line, PSG money line, Atleti money line, Man City money line, and then I got a couple smaller like hit units on the two dogs that I like today. I think that one of these hit today. I think one of Sporting or Real Madrid win. So as long as one of those underdogs would come and cash, then I would profit almost a unit. So
Nice, and you've already got money, like you said. You just cashed Besiktas Dortmund over 2.5, so you already got money in your pocket.
we're already 1-0 today. So yeah, we're splashing some chips around today.
And you didn't do any goal time score? Left that off your card?
I still
You're
got a
just
couple
tweeting out
seconds.
winners, but you didn't bet it. I got your winner of Holland Messi, but you didn't. But you
No,
didn't bet
I
it.
so I had some Holland, but I don't have any Messi, even though he should score. Like you know what, Jason? Like I'm going to do it right now.
Do it now.
I'm putting in
Got
some.
2 minutes. Do it.
I'm doing some Messi and some PSG to win. Like I think that is a really good bet. Oh, I've also got the odds boost on PSG to score 3 or more. So I mean, I've got a ton of action. So this is way more than normal, but
I love it.
it's
It's
it's,
money.
it's
It's
match
money
day.
making. It's money making Wednesday. It's not money making
Exactly.
weekend. It's money making Wednesday.
I love it. I love it. So yeah, I've a ton of action, but yeah, it looks like Inter have taken some money. Liverpool getting bet down. I think that AC Milan like +1 or +1.5. Like I don't think that Liverpool are going to win by more than one. Like that one feels like it's going to land right on one. Um, where are we?
All right. Well,
Okay, here we
games
go.
are under a minute. We should let the people go. Let's remind everybody that we'll be back at 12 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow on our Between the Post show. We'll preview all 10 Premier League games, give you official bets for all the games, but for the games we don't have bets on, we'll still give you our best leans for each of those games right there. So look for us tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, Matt and I, for all 10 Premier League games. Go enjoy it. Go make that money, Matt. Go make that money.
Let's do it. Today's the day. Yeah, so that has been locked in. Messi anytime and PSG to win. So come on, Messi. Let's do it.
All right. Appreciate all the likes. Appreciate all the comments, everybody. Go enjoy match day number 1 in the Champions League. See you, Matt.
See you, Jason. Enjoy it.